Welcome to the Four Brewers podcast. My name is John Holzer, and as always, I'm joined by
Jason Harris,
Greg Nagel,
and Tim Mather.
And it's Jason's birthday.
Happy birthday, Jason!
Jason, how does it feel to be old? You're 40.
It's less of that triple air horn and more of a sad trombone. Womp, womp, womp.
I don't like it when people that are my age call themselves old. I don't know. I guess we're technically old because we're over 40.
Then I shouldn't tell you that I feel old.
You shouldn't. It really pisses me off. Like, it's just like, how old are you, Tim? Like early 30s, mid 30s?
35.
Okay, mid 30s. You're not old. You're quite young. And it just, when, like, I hear podcasters do it. They go like, oh, the kids are doing this thing, or I'm so old, I don't know what's going on. Really? Are you that old? Or are you just not paying attention to what's happening in the world? Like, just don't use that excuse. It really bothers me.
Old man soapbox over here.
I gotta get that out. You're not old until you're at least like 55 or 60. Maybe
so there's an arbitrary age.
4 years to go, John.
Well, then Greg's almost old.
I don't feel old, so there's that.
Hey, that's what matters.
He doesn't feel old despite
I ran
being
6
old,
miles today, so I mean,
Jeez,
I
I feel like if I go half.
I slept till 10:30 this morning, so I got a lot going on too.
I expected you to wake up much later. How was your birthday party last night, Jason?
That was good, man. It was the first time I've seen people in a while. That was fun.
That's great. You made some
I saw
tacos?
you guys opened up some whales.
That's right. Zach came by. I got a couple beers from him for the show today too. So
nice. This is basically just a random show. We're celebrating Jason's birthday. Greg
also debut of new podcast backdrop.
Oh, I didn't even
look at
realize.
that.
That's awesome.
The toilet paper is gone.
That's right. The paper towels have been moved to a secure location.
Just in case I'm looking for them.
Some LED RGB action going on back there. Are those Hue strips or?
Nope, they were much cheaper ones from another brand.
Yeah.
It was like $22 for a 13-foot strip from.
The fucking Hue strips are so expensive.
They're like $90. Yeah.
We did the same thing you did in our living room with I think the same shelf except the one that's half size. It's our bookshelf. Yeah. And it's just an accent light that's on the back of it, and it looks really cool, but it is expensive. Like Hue stuff, and I just lost 2 color Hue bulbs, and so I think they've lasted me 6 years or so, maybe 5. Which my LED light just died. Speaking of dying lights,
that was really on point.
Brave the dying of the lights.
You angered the Hue.
This one's not a Hue. This is my Aperture USB-C light, and I can charge it. And now I have nowhere to stick it because my USB-C cable's not long enough. Anyway,
I'll tell you where you should stick it.
I feel like they should last longer because those color bulbs are $50 a pop.
Yeah,
and
man.
I have a lot of them. So anyway, Tech Talk with Four Brewers. This week on the show, like I said, we're doing random beers in celebration of Jason's birthday. Greg has a heavy hitter beer. I have a pretty heavy hitter beer. Jason looks like he's got some whales, courtesy of Dr. Zach. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be a fun show. Tim just changed the font size in our document here. I'm going to change it back to 10. I don't know why he did that.
Probably spun the mouse wheel or
He's
something.
like, how do I bug John Holzer today?
Exactly. Don't mess with the document.
Make it all italics.
I'm going to kick it off with a beer that's a collaboration between Wild Fields, friend of the show, Wild Fields, and Green Cheek. This beer is called Sweet Sea. I'm assuming that's named after their sweet number or Green Cheek's sweet number. I guess I could read the description on the back of the can to find out. That moment when you realize you have more in common with your friends than you thought, and you're both brewing beer out of the same unit number. So there you go.
I was like, yeah, maybe they're both Sweet C.
Oh, you're
that
Sweet
worked
C.
out
That's
great.
the cute thing is that they're both Sweet C in their industrial park.
And it's an oak aged Märzen. I thought they would have done like all the sea hops. That would have been really cute.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think this beer makes sense for Evan and Wild Fields to brew because I think they both come from classic brewing backgrounds. The brewers that they, at least my assumption that they learned from were all kind of, they know how to make classic beer, and so this does make sense to me.
On a related note, I saw a hilarious picture. Owen from Ritual, who I think Evan worked with him, right? In that kind of their lineage there. And that I was like, my brain is functioning somewhat. But so he posted a picture of him winning a GABF medal in like 97 or something. Yeah. And it's being presented by Elvira. And he just looks really young and his eyes are gigantic, just like, yeah, like this is the best day of my life.
Yeah, I read that caption. I guess she was promoting some alcohol product or something, and at the same, was it at GABF? And she got kicked out. I think I'd have to reread it, but due to basically her tits, I think mixing in with like alcohol, and it was like a no. You couldn't it's some kind of vulgarity thing. I don't know. That's some archaic shit that was going on back then.
Bit,
But yeah, I saw that picture. That was pretty cool. And Jason just posted it on the stream.
Sharing it on here.
Dear God.
He's just looking like, holy shit, man. Can you guys believe this?
Wow. It's amazing.
Elvira is still hot, too. Like, she held up, I got to say. She
holds it together.
And she just came out of the closet, too, which makes...
Elvira.
I'm not going to say anything. It's kind of cool.
So, my first beer is... hardly a beer at all.
It's not a beer.
Spooge.
You're drinking some spooge.
This is a beverage that Jason's been trying to get us to drink together on the show for weeks.
Look at that. It's not fake fruit. It's got legit fruit. And they're tired of your accusations.
Legit fruit.
What exactly is smooge?
A hard seltzer smoothie, gluten-free, dairy-free.
Gross.
This is a pina colada flavor.
Okay.
So it's pineapple and what?
I don't know. I forget what's in a pina
it's
colada.
Coconut fruit.
Coconut.
Okay. It's dummy thick. It is.
That looks like Soylent.
You can see it.
Have any of you guys had Soylent?
No,
not yet.
I know of it.
God.
That's what it looks like to me. I've had it. They sold it in like plastic bottles at 7-Eleven for a while. That's what it looks like.
So fucking sweet,
dude. We had the strawberry
banana.
Oh, everybody mentioned like there was two gals there, and they mentioned it smelled exactly like baby food, like Gerber baby food with like Boone's wine sort of blended in.
Yeah,
I'm here for that.
That was like, the gist was Gerber banana baby food with strawberry Boone's Farm was the.
And I was daring people to gargle it just because it sounded gross.
Well, because you were making a lot of spooge jokes.
Yeah.
Leave it to Greg.
And then somebody did. So,
yeah.
Good on her.
That's kind of funny though, like spooge, and Greg wants you to gargle it. I find that
gargle
amusing.
The smooge.
That's
going off the
classic
rails.
So
you get smooge face.
It's so goddamn sweet. It just tastes like just drinking straight ass pineapple juice. Honestly, is what I'm tasting here. With like a little bit of coconut flavor and mostly just straight pineapple juice out of the can.
See, I think those would be actually better if you poured them over ice, a lot of ice. So
I mean, they need to be
out a little bit,
like crushed ice, like a real drink.
Ice,
That'd be cool.
and then add like some Malibu rum to it or something like that, and then you've got a legit little Saturday afternoon of
Jason's face reminds me of, I don't know if you guys ever seen like The Challenge or any other show where like they force them to eat or drink something really terrible and like they have to choke it down at the end. Like Jason's face after he takes a sip looks like that.
Yeah, exactly. I can't use that glass for the rest of the fucking show unless I go watch.
You gotta go get another glass.
I have a second one, thankfully, but yeah, this is like, look at it's like fucking. You gotta gargle it. It's just fucking stained. Like,
and this is what Jason wanted us all to try. Like, what are you trying to do?
It would have been funny if you all drank it. And now it's just me fucking flagellating myself.
Getting smooched.
It would have been hilarious if you guys all
smooched in the face.
It is seriously like so fucking sweet. I don't understand how anyone drinks this without going into a goddamn diabetic coma.
It's like that's how I feel about Coca-Cola, like straight up real Coca-Cola.
This is a fucking whole world different of
Mountain Dew. No, that's all I can relate it to. Like immediately, Smooch sounds like something I do not want to drink. Like I'm glad I didn't buy it. I'm never going to buy it. It's not my thing. But I don't understand how people can just guzzle down Mountain Dew like it's nothing. Like multiple cans or like full on sugar Monster. Like I get Monster, like I get the white ones, and I think they're really good. And there's no sugar in it, but it tastes good. So I get it. Like it's easy to drink those drinks, but when you know there's that much sugar in it, God, isn't that in the back of everyone's head? Like you're drinking just it's such a waste.
I eventually switched over to the sugar-free Red Bull whenever I did want an energy drink for that same reason. Like I just realized, oh my God, like this one's just like I used to drink Red Bull like nobody's business. Monster, when like Rockstar came out, it was like, oh yeah, sweet, let's just grab some Rockstars, man. And now it's like, I don't know if I can handle that much caffeine right now.
Yeah, when I was like the few years where I did go to clubs before I met Yvonne, Rockstar and vodka was like the drink to get, and it like just multiple. And I look back at that and go, man, how much weight did I gain in one night just drinking all that Rockstar?
Gotta love your uppers and your downers.
Exactly, that's exactly what it was. It was delicious though. I would drink that again.
So yeah, this smooch, it really does feel like you can make a good cocktail out of this. It's just the sweet part. It's like you're like, what if I took a tiki drink and I removed all the alcohol and just left the mixers only? And yeah, it's fucking terrible. It's so goddamn sweet. It's like drinking a cake.
It's sweet, like
not even boy. Like John's comparing it to a fucking soda. It's an order of magnitude more sugar.
I bet.
Is it like drinking the straight syrup from the machines without the carbonated water?
Because it's also really thick. It's
melted ice cream.
It's coated the whole fucking glass. Look at it. It's just
looks like you're taking a horse semen sample.
Oh my God, come on, man. Enough.
So spooge, you would say, Greg?
You're down at the animal husbandry ranch.
Taking your Triple Crown winner for a spin.
Is it spooge or splooge?
Okay, nope. We're done. Moving on. What are you drinking, Greg?
All right. Switching gears.
Yeah, it is not fucking good. Don't drink smooge, people.
Or at least the pina colada.
No, the strawberry banana was worse. It was brown and fucking...
It was brown.
Maybe they were like ripe bananas.
Food. Anyway. I mean, it looked kind of like a strawberry banana smoothie. It just fucking sucked.
Okay.
God damn it, smooch.
So, Greg, you have something cool.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Back at the CCBA, the one in Long Beach, we was chatting with the gal at Eel River, and they're that brewery who makes all the organic. They have organic hops, organic malt, and so they put me on their media list, and they've been sending me stuff here and there. And they sent me a straight up blonde ale. And it's
nice,
organic blonde, and
California blonde. You know, blondes have more fun out here in Cali.
Thankfully, it has none of that. Like it's naked. Like that's there. There's like stickers and stuff that are like, I don't know. We want to get naked. I don't understand that branding at all. But I mean, it's just a straight up. It's a very viscous blonde ale. It's got a lot of mouthfeel to it.
Viscous is not what I would want in a blonde ale.
Yeah, I mean, it's I'm nitpicking it. I'm nitpicking it, Jason.
Yeah, I mean,
it's got that
if you're gonna
lemon
critique a blonde ale, you got to really, I guess, dig.
It could be a little thinner. But yeah, I mean, it's like you're straight up. It's like
so you like your California blondes nice and thin.
Stop.
You don't want a thick California blonde.
I mean, it's a straight up blonde ale, dude.
Just make the sexy lady puns, man. You just got to do it. Got to go in.
I mean, this beer wants to have more fun than all the other beers that are in my bag today that are darker.
I'm something of a California blonde.
Okay.
You technically are a California blonde. Yeah.
Woo! Spring break.
Do you have more fun than the rest of us, Jason?
I doubt it.
Did you have more fun last night than Greg?
I don't know.
Because you're blonde?
Maybe.
Dude, we watched some G.I. Joe dubs. We watched, we ate some tacos.
I went to do the poblano tacos, and poblano peppers are in short supply right now. So we pulled an audible and made some pasilla pepper tacos, but they were so good.
I was at Sprouts yesterday, and there was a fuck ton of poblanos, like a lot, at the store in Redlands. So
we tried 2 different stores, and they were all out of poblanos. So we got 3 actually different stores. So yeah, we got pasillas instead. They did pretty good.
Nice.
It's really good. That Ethan Chablowski video turned me on to that whole like directly cooking the peppers and chili or the peppers and cheese right on the skillet and getting it nice and kind of browned and throwing that on a taco. Super good.
I have cooked that as well, but with vegan cheese, and it is excellent. So yeah, nice. Easy to cook. Like it takes maybe 10 minutes to make, and it's cheap too. So depending on the cheese you get, I guess.
And when you roast the peppers beforehand, they're not really that they lose most of their spice, so it's really just more of a good vegetable flavor, really sweet, really good.
Yeah, his buffalo sauce and salsa verde are 2 things that I make on a regular basis. Like super easy. Like especially the buffalo sauce is just basically take your favorite hot sauce, add yogurt and butter, and you're done. Maybe a sprinkle of MSG and you're good to go. So, which speaking of MSG, I bought a big thing of MSG, and it's just off Amazon. It's just labeled MSG. That's it. And Yvonne's like, that looks totally suspect, dude. Like, what is that?
It's just like a chemical.
It's MSG.
It's monosodium glutamate. It's delicious.
She's like, you're not supposed to eat that. And I'm like, that's what they want you to think, but that's false. And we're going to
MSG's in everything. I'm an MSG truther.
Well, just to wrap up my beer real quick. It is delicious. It's got a nice tea-like hop character, some like I'll say citrusy overtones in the hops. Really low bitter, really easy drinking. Subsequent drinks weren't as thick as the first. I don't know what the deal was. Maybe it was just my first sip of beer of the day where I was like, that's thick. But maybe it was the smooge. Maybe I had smooge on the brain. But Tim, what do you got, man?
Nice lead in there. I'm following Jason's lead with something a little different than beer. I guess technically beer, but not alcoholic beer. So I have a can here of Freshen Up Self-Care, which is a line from 3 Magnets Brewing out of Washington. They started it kind of as a thing to do at their brewery, and then they started shipping, which was pretty cool. I will first, before I even get into this, full disclosure that they hit me up and sent me some of these to check out. So nice. Props and cheers to them for letting me know. But it's really interesting because I know, Jason, you kind of were doing some like sober September, October.
Yeah, I took September off except for the pod. Yeah.
Yeah. And, I know we had kind of talked about like NA beers in the past and just like how some of them were pretty good and some of them were terrible and all that stuff. And I hadn't really, I'd mostly stuck to like larger breweries that have done it. And this is, I mean, they're not small, but it's a craft brewery and it's out of Washington. And it was kind of cool to be able to finally try something maybe not by in the mainstream. And this one in particular is a Strato wet hopped hazy IPA. So usually when you're getting like an NA, it's like, okay, well, it's Heineken or it's a lager or something like pretty straightforward. I've seen a couple of IPAs, and I know there are a few places like Athletic and the other guy, I can't remember right now. Yeah, that do a bunch of different styles, and I've had some of theirs, and okay, but never really hit the spot. Yeah, this one with the wet hop, and I think I wrote it down, and of course I'm not prepared. With Strata. Okay, so it's wet hopped. It's got, it's pretty clear. It's got a little bit of a haze to it. When you pour it, like it looks just like you're pouring like a really sort of thin, hazy IPA. And it comes off with a pretty solid nose of hops. And overall, like it's got a nice light bitterness and a nice light sweetness. And it really falls right into what like a hazy would taste like to me. Maybe a little thin on the hazy because obviously like you get that sort of characteristic from like the NA of not having the heftiness of the alcohol in there. But overall, like this is one of the best I've had.
Cool. Did they list the calories on the can? Because I was pretty shocked at how low, like some of the hazy NA beers, like there were like 25 calories for a 12-ounce can.
Wow, this one doesn't particularly. This one doesn't say.
Okay. Do they manage to avoid? So the main pitfall I run into with pretty much everybody, like Bravis especially, it just tastes like wort that wasn't finished. Right, like
that's exactly what it is.
Very sweet. They're very they tend to be very cloying. Like they replace the alcohol with just sweetness, and it throws off the whole balance of the beer onto the side of being just too sweet. So it sounds like you're sounding like that just tastes like an IPA.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it feels like it's a little on like the slightly thinner side overall, but it has the little bit, like the aroma's nice. And it has a little bit of bitterness, and there is sweetness for sure, but it's not like a fake. It doesn't come across as like some sort of a weird sweetness. It's kind of that citrusy sweetness that you would get from it, like a lesser hazy.
It sounds like, I mean, there's two different styles of NA breweries. There's the kind that do like the worty, they're just they're just pulling it before it ferments, and then there's the ones that de-alkalize, and I think that those are generally the bigger brands that have a lot of money to buy a huge de-alkalizer system.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing.
Those beers are actually pretty good. Like the Heineken 00 is de-alkalized Heineken, and it tastes great.
And I think that's why it tastes so accurate. Yeah,
you can tell it's been heated up to a certain point. Maybe it's it's not as poppy as regular Heineken is.
What's funny is I remember we started doing a little bit of research down this zone, and a couple of the places that I feel like we reached out to a couple of the breweries, and they're basically just like, trade secret, we're not going to tell you shit.
Yeah,
much. Like we can come on the show, but we can't talk about how we make our beer.
I kind of don't blame them for that either, because if you can make a really good NA beer, that's something you kind of struck gold with that, and so why would you give it away? It's not like beer where anybody can just go to a homebrew shop and start brewing and make a pretty decent, wheat ale. You have to know the magic behind making a really good NA beer, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Removing the alcohol, though, is just a matter of, it's the same way that kind of distilling works, right? Where they just heat it up.
They heat it up to a certain point.
At 165 or whatever.
Something like that, yeah.
When alcohol boils and boil off all the alcohol. And in theory, maybe take that and make a spirit or something.
My thing was, why doesn't instead of NA, just make like a 1 or 2% beer that has a little bit of alcohol in there, so it gets rid of that wordiness. I'm curious to try and homebrew something like that and just see how it goes.
Yeah, it's worth giving it a shot, definitely.
And what was the name of this brewery again? I totally missed
it. The brewery is Three Magnets, which is they've been around for a while.
I'm sure we've had them on the show before.
Yeah, I for sure have had them because they were one of my favorites. I got them all the time from Tavor.
They had that beer with Tim on the label.
Yeah. They had a beer called One Cap Kolsch, which basically the label looked like a ratings feed from Untapped, and at the very bottom they had somebody that looked like my profile picture, and it was funny because it says, I looked it up, I forgot what it said. It's like the comment was, I used to love everything from this brewery, which is a complete rip of exactly a tweet that I posted, except opposite.
So it's money.
So yeah, so it's the line is called Self-Care, and it's drinkselfcare.com because they hooked me up. So sorry, John, I'm giving a plug here.
Dude, no, of course. If they're gonna hook you up with free beer,
if it's good, like, I want to know about it.
Yeah, dude,
go check it out.
I've gone through it pretty fast. It's really like it's. I haven't been drinking as much beer outside of the show in general, so it's nice to again have like something hoppy and fun. and
it'd be
really
rad with that is shotgun a NA beer. Like, woo!
Gonna get fucked up tonight.
Getting so drunk, you guys. That'd be awesome.
To wrap up my beer, this oak aged Märzen from Green Cheek, or I should say from Wild Fields and Green Cheek. I don't really get a whole lot of the oak from it, and I think that's a good thing. I was kind of off-put by it being called an oak-aged Märzen. Like, oak, typically you get a lot of vanilla characteristics. It could be a little overwhelming with the wood, depending on how long it was in the... Or how long... I don't know if they use barrels.
Pretty neutral oak.
Yeah.
So you'd say it's like an Oktoberfest?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Who made that beer?
Firestone.
Firestone, yeah. This is made with oak cubes. So, and even on the label, they call out layers of brown sugar, caramel, vanilla, and oak. Nice. And I think it's a good balance of everything. It's just an easy drink in Märzen. It's 5.4% alcohol by volume, and it's a great beer. It's definitely on the darker side for this style, I'd say. But it's a fantastic beer. I dig it. Great job, guys.
Nice.
To get that fucking smooch out my mouth, I've been drinking this Retina from There Does Not Exist. Friends of the show now.
Was that a local pickup?
Sarah was
Zach
up
hook you
in, no, Sarah was up in a slow last weekend, so she picked up a bunch of There Does Not Exist stuff. So, spoiler alert, I just grabbed beer I already had in my fridge for the show because I woke up.
That's what I did.
Yep.
I bought beers a couple weeks ago for a rando show, and that's what I got as well. So, I'm opening a beer. It's my favorite time of the year for this style of beer. This is a beer from Dogfish Head.
Wonderful time of the year.
This is their pumpkin ale.
Oh God, John, your favorites? Really?
This is
actually.
Whoa.
I remember
That's
pumpkin being one of the only good pumpkin beers.
It's the best pumpkin beer out there, in my opinion. Yeah.
That label's pretty cool. It's weird seeing Dogfish with like art. Like
they've been doing this recently. They have rotating
it's been
artists
for like 3 years or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's cool. It mixes up the artwork, and in particular, I really like this one. It's got a cool jack-o'-lantern on there.
Jim Cook came in there with a belly full of brewer's yeast and fucking taster glasses and said, "You guys got to get your labels together. This is bullshit."
Dude, somebody on Instagram,
I had 41 Sam Adams beers, but I had a spoonful of brewer's yeast beforehand, so I'm totally of sound mind. And you need to get.
Yeah, I was going to say that was a deep cut joke, and Jason had to explain it a little bit.
I remember that. That's old school. There was like an article like in Forbes or some shit where he was
if you eat yeast, you don't get drunk. It's like that's not how it works, dude.
Jesus Christ.
This beer, Pumpkin Ale from Dogfish, this is the first beer that Sam ever, I don't want to say ever brewed. Maybe it's the first beer he brewed on the homebrew level.
It was like one of the biggest ones.
He brewed it for a competition, the Pumpkin Chunkin competition that they do in, is it Maryland that they do
Delaware.
it in? Delaware. That's right. And yeah, people loved this beer, and it was a hit.
Football.
And they've been brewing it ever since. So I'm a fan of this beer. I don't buy a lot of pumpkin beer. This is that time of year where you've got your Oktoberfest beers and your pumpkin beers, because Halloween and Oktoberfest kind of converge in the same month. So yeah, this is the pumpkin beer that I buy, and I don't buy any other pumpkin beer.
Dude,
I recently saw Pumpkin from Southern Tier at Bevmo, which was kind of trippy to see. Like I never thought we'd see Southern Tier beers in SoCal, but here we are.
So all the people that were complaining when it was like August 20th and Oktoberfest beer showed up are now like, yeah, I'm going down to my Oktoberfest. I'm like, Oktoberfest is over.
It's over. Yeah.
It's
done,
not,
man.
But like, they're all happy about it now. Like, yeah, it's still October, so I'm doing Oktoberfest.
I'm not going to hate on anyone for wanting to celebrate.
But they're going to get real mad that it was available in like September.
The end of
like,
August. People get pissed because it's available at the end of August. I'm like, whoa. And it's like, dude, it starts
in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, September 19th.
I mean, for most people, Oktoberfest is in October, right? And it runs the whole month. Breweries even do the same thing. They'll start it in mid-September, but they'll keep it going until the end of October because it just makes sense.
So if you're going to get mad about seasonal things being out at the wrong times, at least be right about the fucking seasons.
My next beer is actually October themed as well too. It's for the last Tuesday of October, which this is out. I got a little early. On special. This is the 2021 Black Tuesday.
I really wish I was on the brewery's media list. That's
got a
something I've always wished for.
18?
You've only given them
$19,300,
so you don't qualify for special treatment. John.
Fuck me.
Yeah. Sorry, John. We can come over and share all these, all the variants and shit. I saw them from last year too.
If you were watching the video stream, you would see that Greg held up a can of Black Tuesday, which still is. Talk to me in 2008, 2009 when the brewery first released Black Tuesday, and be like, no way it'll ever be in a can, and now it's in a can.
What's funny is now
perfect format, perfect amount. I love it.
I think I have 12 cans now, and they just like accumulate.
They just spawn every year.
Cans or not, the hoarding survives.
Yeah. What do you got, Tim?
Because I don't care when you have to buy things. I also, where's my camera? There it is. I also have 903's Martzen Oktoberfest beer here.
Where's 903 at? Is that
they're from Texas? I can't remember what city. They're from Tejas,
get that
though.
Locally, or is that a
no? So I actually ordered an Oktoberfest Tavor package several weeks ago, probably during Oktoberfest, and just hadn't gotten to them yet. So when I needed some randos, this one came out. As it's been very vocal, Martzen and Oktoberfest beers are one of my favorite styles, and so it's kind of cool to, open one up and enjoy.
I mean, I opened a Martzen too, so you're not alone, Tim. Like, just I'll drink Oktoberfest in fucking February. I don't give a shit. If you're gonna make it, I'll drink it.
Yeah, same.
It's like
I just don't get mad at seasonal stuff being available like outside of the very specific window that I want it. Like, be available year round. You know what? Sell me a summer ale in fucking January.
It's not like you're going to cause a resonance cascade like Half-Life. It's well within its limits.
Right.
Half-Life jokes.
I mean,
Gordon Freeman.
If Oktoberfest was available all year round, I would not be upset about it. I know it goes specifically with the season, but
dude, I'm 100% with you, man. If there was Oktoberfest year round, if there was just a brewery that was just Oktoberfest, they would be
business ideas. Who wants to?
No, I've been there. It's
called
Hop
Germany.
House.
What? Hop House? Yeah.
No, yeah. You go to Hop House. It's just a Oktoberfest year round in a fucking
ziggy. Oh, and they're spanking you and Jaeger shots and like.
That's right.
And, man, they have one in Vegas. It's pretty good.
Yeah. If I ever go back to Vegas, I'll go there again. I don't know, man. Do you guys like Vegas anymore? I feel like it was like a thing I left in my 20s. I'm kind of over it.
It's all right. I mean, I have a friend that lives in Henderson, so we go and visit him, and then we hit all the fun stuff. Like Top Golf is really fun. There's a place called Battlefield Vegas where you can rent tanks and shit.
I'm pretty sure they're building a Top Golf nearby here somewhere.
Oh, really? It's really fun.
I was like,
yeah. Even if you're not a golfer, just whacking some balls and drinking some beers. It's good.
I went to one on a work thing, and I didn't hit any balls. I just drank.
There you go.
Fine.
He smooched after.
There's like games and shit. It's great. What else is there in Vegas? There's Hofbrau, obviously the whole.
There's so many places to like eat and drink. Like
and the arts district now is really cool.
Oh, also, we haven't been able to go yet since they opened. But I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Meow Wolf out of Santa Fe. It's like It's like an interactive art installation where they've created this entire story in this world that you walk into, and when you're inside, it's like in a converted bowling alley, and you like basically go through an entire story and have to solve it, and you can walk around and do all kinds of interactive things. And they just opened one in Vegas a few months ago. Oh my gosh, it's called Omega Mart. So it's like a grocery store, but it's like another dimension grocery store. You should check out their social because their like stuff is super good.
Omega
so
Mart.
we're itching to go there.
Shop smart.
I went to an immersive Van Gogh. Is that similar?
No. This is like go and pick up like weird products and like walk around, and like the house one in Santa Fe. It's awesome, and it's also part concert venue. They have a stage, so we actually went through and then we saw a show there, which was awesome.
Oh, that sounds pretty sick.
Yeah, I mean, there's cool stuff in Vegas. There's Atomic, one of the original cool like bars. There's Herbs and Rye, one of my favorite places to go have cocktails. Let's see. It's worth going, man. The Arts District I think there's like 10 breweries down there now, and it's all walkable. There's like live music and stuff pumping out from a few spots. There's really good food. Just a cool vibe. Just don't go when it's really hot, and you're gonna have a good time.
So like 3 months out of the year.
Yeah,
October
exactly.
to January.
Right now. Yeah, now's a good time. Let's all go to Vegas.
I lived in Vegas for 6 months right after I graduated, and it was so fun. Even though I wasn't old enough to, drink or anything. My apartment was paid for. I worked for the AFL-CIO doing union organizing shit. It was so fun. It was great. Vegas was really fun back then.
In my 20s, I feel like it was, and then the last time I went, I was super not having a good time. I don't know. I was like, man, this kind of sucks now.
I have no desire to gamble at all.
I'm not a gambler.
Like, it's just not for me. So.
I'll play craps here and there, but other than that, yeah.
I guess it just depends on what you're into. Like, if you like, when my wife and I go, we're there for like finding some cool restaurants that maybe aren't out in LA yet, and also cocktail bars that are interesting. Like, we'll look up different sort of specialty cocktail bars.
Italy is really cool inside of the park MGM. There's a gin bar there too. There's oh man, like 400 gins.
We went there actually. You can get a cocktail
Juniper,
where you drink
something.
You drink the drink out of
a bird,
like a bird's butt.
The bird butt.
Yeah, the straw comes out the butt. It's pretty good.
They tried to do a fire cocktail for us, and the chick fucked up, and it caught the table on fire. It's amazing.
I've never seen a fucking flaming cocktail botch.
Oh yeah, I mean, she put like hard alcohol all over like basil on top of this cocktail, and it was like.
I think I remember that. Yeah. I think I saw somebody do that. They didn't mess it up, but that sounds.
I was just shooting film. It was like, brrr, so I got the whole thing, just like fire going everywhere.
Okay, we need that. I need to see that somewhere if you can.
At this tiki bar I was at, they had this thing where they would do like some sort of like powder or something. It would do this cool like sparkle effect that they would drop on the fire. It's really cool.
Oh, what is that? Baking soda, I think.
I don't know what it is.
No, it's something you can buy like in the store.
Yeah.
I want to say it's baking soda. It's like flammable and bam.
It goes boom.
Well, that would be bad if it's baking soda. It's something you can buy, like just on the ready. I want to Google.
If anybody knows how they make the sparkling fire on a tiki drink,
I thought it was cinnamon, but I thought it was shaved cinnamon. I could be wrong though, or nutmeg. Something. It was like a.
Oh no! You put out a fire with baking soda. That's what it is. It's something else. I can't remember what it was.
Bartender's friend. Before. I don't think it's that.
Should definitely drink that. No.
Somebody in the chat, look it up and let us know.
I think cinnamon is right, actually.
I think it's cinnamon.
Sounds right.
Yeah. It's usually because it's always in a shaker. I don't know what it is. Right. Or nutmeg. One of the two.
This not my favorite. This 903 is not my favorite Marzen. It's pretty good. It's definitely the malt forward more than anything. It's a little on the sweeter side. I think 903 is known for doing some kind of like weird and wild sort of like fruit beers. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm mixing them up with someone else.
Sounds like you're thinking of
504 for
450 or whatever
maybe.
That place is where the cans
North.
Closed. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, that might be it. I had a Grandpappy Perp beer from them sitting in my fucking fridge for 6 months, and I finally opened it and was like, this sucks.
There's some rando 450 North beers at La Bodega, and they're selling for close to $10 a can. And I'm just like, nope, not. I looked at it just to look for the warning, and it's like, you need to keep this beer cold because it's got live blah blah blah. They're disclaimers.
I saw the Dream beers are making it out here. The Juice rules everything around me. The Dream.
Okay. Yeah.
Those are in this area too. I got those first in like a quarantine beer fest box. I'm tired of them, man. There's too much sugar. Fucking ferment the sugar.
Completely
ferment
agree.
the sugar into alcohol, and then we'll
Speaking
talk.
of fermented sugar, this Black Tuesday, dude, I always feel like I'm giving the crop report, on what's the movie Trading Places, where everybody's like in the stock exchange, and he brings out like the orange juice report. But this year's Black Tuesday is actually freaking stellar. It's just big chocolate caramel on the finish, vanilla sort of lingering around there, big cacao nib.
From the Connecticut frickin' Stellars?
The Connecticut frickin' Stellars? I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey,
It's really good. I mean, I've had it before where it was like a little bit hot. This is like out the gate delicious. If you like bourbon and if you like stout.
I mean, for a beer that's 19% or whatever the fuck it is, the fact that you're not like, this could use time, because that's usually where that comes out.
This is delicious, dude.
If it's coming out the box like a aged beer or like a beer that's not hot anymore, that's
they finally figured it out. The first year was 2009, right? So this is like the 12th year.
Was it 2009 or 2008?
I think it was, they opened in 2008 and then they released it in 2009.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, well done.
Back when just making an imperial stout, everyone's like, wow.
Yeah, totally.
Like, how many breweries just made their name? Like, remember fucking Nebraska? Like, they just got famous. They're like, hey, we made an imperial stout.
Black Betty.
People were like, wow.
Llama.
That's how our dog got her name. Our dog her name's Betty because of Black Betty, and then our dog's full name is Betty Jane Grace. So, and then Laura Jane Grace from Against Me. It's a hybrid of the two.
Before I forget, Alaskan is rebrewing their smoked porter, which is one of my all-time.
Yeah, they
beers.
put out like an Instagram post of you couldn't see the bottle, but it was in front of a fire, so it was exposed to the fire, and the bottle was underexposed, and it was like, that's got to be smoked porter, right? That's got to be smoked porter.
It is
such a good fucking beer.
So stoked.
Smoke.
I'm gonna buy a case.
Dear Alaska, please,
make it in cans,
please.
That would be a great canned beer too, because the Bomber. I mean, I could drink a Bomber of that. It's not like it's a super high alcohol beer.
It's like 8 or 8.5.
If I'm trying to invoke some dark magic to bring back the Alaskan smoked porter, perhaps what I would do is have some dark incantations or dank incantations.
I have that beer too
from North Park.
North Park, yeah,
nice.
This is courtesy of Zach, who's been doing North Park orders on the reg.
So this looks like it's an IPA,
6.5. Wow.
It is a double dry hopped West Coast IPA, 7.2% alcohols,
45 IBU.
Right, exactly where it should be. 7% is the sweet spot for IPA, in my opinion. With Centennial, Enigma, Idaho 7, Mosaic Cryo, and Simcoe. Murderer's Row hops.
Yep. Do we know if North Park is able to select their own hops? Are they going like to Yakima or whatever and rubbing the hops together in their hands and picking their own hops?
I assume so, because they're making top tier West Coast IPA.
I mean, if they're not, I'm sure they know a lot of people that could get them the good hops. So
yeah, I think they're just like, hello, I'm Home Brewing's Kelsey McNair, now Pro Brewing's Kelsey McNair. And they're like, right away, sir, whatever hops you'd like.
Yeah, right over here, sir. Here's your rubbing table.
Hop to it.
That sounds gross.
Listen, John, just sit on the lay down on the rubbing table and relax.
Greg, do you have a rubbing table in your house?
I don't.
Greg Nagel After Dark.
Oh, God.
Moving on to my next beer. This is a beer that I found out, I heard about, I should say, from our friend Joe Senegalia from Jow's Arcade. This is Lagunitas Contents Under Fresher. This is their fresh hop IPA made with Mosaic, Citra, Simcoe, and Sabro hops. It's part of the 2021 One Hitter Release series of beers, and it is fantastic.
Sabro.
I bought a 4-pack at a place. This is hyper local, so if you're not local to SoCal, especially the IE, tune out now. But in Redlands, across from Harkins, the theater, I want to say it's off Tennessee see. I can't remember for sure. There's a new apartment complex, and they have a Goodwin's organic store built into the complex that's open to the public. So if you live there, you have a grocery store where you live, which is fucking rad. They have a deli, a coffee bar, and everything you'd want, and a craft beer selection that is pretty legit. Like I was surprised. I walked in, I'm like, oh my god, they have beer. They had NA Bitburger there too, which was cool to see.
How much of that did you buy?
I didn't buy any. I didn't buy any Bitburger, but I know it's there.
Got any fresh hop, bro?
This was one of the beers I bought. I also bought a 4-month-old can of a collab that Society did with Pizza Port, I think, and it held up fairly well for being 4 months old. But yeah, this beer is fantastic. Super, super hoppy, like just really thick, heavy hop aromas coming off of it. Very grassy, dank, just everything like Lagunitas is known for making IPA. Like that's what's in this glass. And I mean, when Lagunitas sold out to Heineken, like I assumed like their beers would just get watered down. The hoppy IPAs would be brewed somewhere else, and the whole magic behind Lagunitas would be lost. And so far, that hasn't happened.
I think they're pretty much the winner of the breweries that got bought out. Not bought out, but that they sold out. That was like a mutual thing from the old owner of Lagunitas. Like he was just done. And,
it just seems like their quality hasn't gone down.
It's gotten better.
At all. Yeah,
they've kept the attitude of the original brand, and obviously like the beers to go along with it. Like they've expanded. They put more money behind. I think like their media blitzing and more quality into that. But overall, like I haven't had a Lagunitas in quite a while, but post acquisition, what I had then, I never really noticed it being anything like less.
Yeah, I mean, and so if you go back and buy their beers now, especially fresh beers, you won't be disappointed. Like everything has held up great. Even like Little Something Ale, the classics that that were always on shelves, they're still really good. It's like nothing changed except they maybe got better. It's kind of crazy.
It makes me wonder, did obviously with that it's going to a larger brewery conglomerate. They probably expanded their footprint and where they like sent it to. So it makes me wonder if like they're exporting it more, and if so, is that brewed at like a lesser facility? And because we're here in California, maybe we're getting like the better shit from the actual brewery, or I don't know. I'm just curious.
It could be that they are brewing this locally, and this one hitter series is something that is only available to the market that their SoCal brewery serves. That could be the case. Maybe you're not getting this in New York or whatever.
Yeah,
but,
although not locally, because they never
opened
building Azusa.
Last night I saw
I forgot about that.
You still had that Azusa cup in your house somewhere. I was like, that was
I think
fun.
it's in the bathroom by the sink.
Yeah,
for some
reason. What happened with that brewery?
They basically
sold out.
I think pretty much was the market kind of shifted like while they were building it, and they just stopped. The buildings are there, and I don't think they ever built the brew house and everything.
I think they had equipment in there, though, if I remember correctly. They did
had
have
tanks
some.
At least, but they pretty much just abandoned the brew house like halfway through.
I think they opened up like a tasting room at one point.
They did.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I think it's still open, but I think they own the area. They own the land still, from what I understand, but they never opened an operating brewery.
It was supposed to be real big too.
If they have, they probably invested a lot already in like the foundation to get everything rolling, which is probably one of the most expensive parts of making a brewery, aside from buying the actual equipment, the stainless and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it makes business sense for them to pause and just say, look, we're sitting on the land. Like we don't, maybe they sold the equipment. Maybe they're just sitting on the equipment. And maybe in the future they could open it back up, or they could sell it to some other big brewery that wants to it's kind of turnkey almost without having any equipment,
So
to
I wanted to touch on Lemonade's question here.
Yeah, exactly. Go for
is
it.
Goose Island all right? Many years after InBev swallowed them.
No.
Hot take: they always sucked.
Yeah, they weren't great.
They sucked before. Their barrel program is the only thing that was good.
I like their sour beers were pretty good back in the day.
Their sours are good.
Like
when
Bourbon
there
County.
wasn't options.
Bourbon County sour is really good. Yeah. No.
Bourbon County was great back when nobody was barrel aging IPA or barrel aging stouts.
They did invent it. Like you got to give them credit for that.
But dude, come on, who here is buying a Gross Island IPA? Like,
well,
I don't know, man.
I think so even with oh my god, you just said it, the barrel one.
Bourbon County.
Yeah, Bourbon County. God. Even with Bourbon County, like when I first had that, it was to me it was a whale to get. And post, like I had trouble finding it, and then post it was actually not, it wasn't even post buyout because I think they were bought out before I even like was into it. But like when I saw when they did a bigger push and I was able to like just get the plain Bourbon County at like the grocery store. Like they just had a stack out at the grocery store for some reason. I was like, oh, this is awesome. And like, it was good. And then eventually they kind of went gimmicky and now there's like 16,000 variants that they put out every year. And you're like, okay, well
here's
what
the
am I
thing.
going to do? And
there always were those variants, but they used to be a get. And if you got the variants, it was a big deal and they were really sought after. And now, like I just saw last year's variants on the shelf this weekend. That's a year later.
Flooded the market.
Yeah, I think they put so much of it out there, it ruined the specialness of it. And I think they forget that like part of the appeal of rare stuff is the rarity.
Yeah.
7-Eleven ain't rare, bro.
Supply and demand.
If everybody had diamond, if you could get a diamond ring for $5 down at the gas station, then people would move on to something.
I'd be like, no, I would have 10 diamond rings, bro.
So they had some growing pains definitely when they expanded the size of their barrel program after InBev bought them out. But I think a lot of that has gone away. They've figured out how to make bourbon barrel aged beers at scale, which is also kind of amazing. It's still, I get that it's lost its specialness because it's just flooded the market, but the fact that they can flood the market with that beer and it's still,
I mean, the quality's not. The quality's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing that they did that.
Their core beer line always was mediocre as fuck, though. Also, hilarious that they sold for like they sold at like the very beginning of the market, so they got like 40 million or something compared to like $1 billion for Ballast Point.
Yeah, Ballast Point came out the winner out of not Ballast. The owners of Ballast Point at that time came out the winners.
Dude, and they doubled down and sold Cutwater. Like,
yeah,
they're just fucking booze geniuses, man.
I
completely agree. Like they're filthy rich just off of.
We're like, what do you want to do today? Let's go fishing. All right. Like
they just bought a communal yacht and they all go off of it and deep sea fish every fucking day.
Yeah.
Living the life. So Lemonade also asked about Elysian. What do you guys think of that?
So they were, to me, they were also a get for me back in the day, even like their basic stuff. But that was I also, when I was just kind of getting into it, they were like from another state, so that was super cool. Like I didn't know too much about, like everything was out there. So I remember them being pretty like highly sought, it seemed, for me at least. But now I barely like Space. I think somebody mentioned it here, Space Dust, and that's probably the only one I see. And I see that like in Target.
I've recently purchased that beer
everywhere.
Yeah.
It's at the movie theater by me.
It's not, and Space Dust isn't bad. I think it holds up better than Goose IPA as far as being a mass market hoppy beer. But it's nothing I'm not going to seek out.
It's pretty good for a nationwide distributed IPA,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fine. I mean, I'd rather have pretty much anything. Not anything. Like it's better than like Sam Adams or something, right? Like if you're going to get like an IPA from like Sam or something like that, then the Elysian's definitely better than that. But it's an old recipe. It's an old school Northwest kind of IPA.
Doesn't Elysian sound like you got cut on your arm and you're like, Mom, I have Elysian.
I've got Elysian
right here.
I think it's supposed to be Elysian.
Yeah.
Yeah, we say it Elysian because we're from Southern California.
Dude, I'll never forget one of the CCBA things up in Sacramento. We're at the Jungle Bird, which is the tiki bar, and Dick Cantwell sat down next to me at the bar, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's Dick Cantwell!" He was the original starter of Elysian.
I have a story about that. So I was in Capitol Hill. I was in Seattle for work, I think. And I went to the Elysian in Capitol Hill, and I was just drinking at the bar, and I was just bullshitting with these old guys that were next to me. And then they're like, "You like this brewery?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "This guy owns it." And I was like, "Oh, that's crazy, man." And then later I saw it was fucking Dick Cantwell. It was like him and a couple of his old buddies.
Yeah, he's just a cool old dude.
We're just sitting at the bar drinking and bullshitting, and I was just, drinking and bullshitting with him. And I was like, "Oh shit!" Yeah, I looked up later. I was like, "Oh, he actually did own the brewery." I thought
he's
they were
the
just
guy
fucking with me.
Yeah, he's nice. He's part of it's like a British brew pub in San Francisco now. I forget the name. Starts with an M.
Magnolia.
Yeah, he's part of Magnolia now.
Yeah, Magnolia was struggling, and who bought out Magnolia? Lagunitas? No, was it Lagunitas?
Dude, I have no idea.
I want to say it was Lagunitas because it was one of those things where it's like, maybe I'm confusing them with Moonlight.
Different old guy.
Yeah, because Moonlight was a brewery they've been around forever, and their beers, they have, like Death and Taxes is the one beer that everyone knows from Moonlight, and they weren't doing too well, and so former owner of Lagunitas, I think he just was like, "Here's some money, yeah, have a great life.
I like your beer.
We'll buy your brewery." Which was cool because the guy can, he would go to Beer Fest and he would talk your ear off.
Oh,
and now he can do that with money in his pocket, which is cool.
By the way, I've pretty much finished it, but this Dank Incantations is fucking top tier West Coast IPA, even though it has Idaho 7 in it.
I'm still drinking it too. It's really good. Yeah. It's like hoppy 7-Up.
It's so
just to wrap up my beer contents under fresher. Pineapple on the nose as well. Alcohol burn on the nose. It's a big beer. At least it smells like a big beer. What's the ABV on this thing? It's 7.7. So it's an IPA. It's really good though. I highly recommend this. It comes in a 4-pack of bottles. Tim, what you got?
Yes, I have one more that I want to get to after this. So I'm trying to hurry
get in there, buddy,
before we run out of time.
No problem.
I got one more for my Martin pack. This is Lupulin Brewing out of Minnesota. They've got their Oktoberfest here. Can's pretty rad.
That's a nice looking can.
Got a nice traditional feel to it.
Like it.
It's 5.7%, 30 IBU, Martin style lager.
Was this part of that multi-pack of Oktoberfest beers?
Yes, it was. And I still have, I think, 4 or 5 more from that pack. So I'm looking forward to that. Got to make some homemade pretzels before I can do it, though.
I've never made homemade pretzels. Is that difficult?
I've never done it, but I really want to. Pinterest makes it seem easy.
Dude, just go to Smart and Final and buy their frozen pretzel pack. This is a tip from Brad Daniels, by the way, so you know it's legit. So he buys them like frozen, and then you just put them in your oven, and then they're really good.
Yeah, you don't really need to make the dough.
That's you can, though, guys.
But listen, you don't need to stretch your recipe video an extra 5 minutes by making the fucking dough. I'm on to you, every fucking cooking YouTuber. They're just like, we got to get this video over 10 minutes. So how do I make a hamburger video 10 minutes? Well, we're going to make our own bun.
I don't know if 10 minutes is still the mark. I think that's changed. And
whatever it is, they're always making their bun for no fucking reason. Like, listen, you don't need to bake your own hamburger bun. They have hamburger buns at the store for $1.
Dude, you have to subscribe to Cowboy Kent Rollins.
I've seen that guy, like Cowboy Cooking. He does all the outdoor cast iron.
And he buys everything in the can and stuff like that. But he's like Cowboy Cooking with Kent Rollins. And it's the most beautiful thing. And I always want to make whatever he's cooking because it looks so good.
Yeah, but he doesn't make his own bread for no reason.
No, he doesn't do shit like that. He's
tired of motherfuckers making their own bread. Knock it off.
That was early pandemic life, not now.
No. It's like
early on.
Making their bread is like a component. They're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make the ultimate Philly cheesesteak. So first thing you need is a bun. So first you're gonna take 40 grams of. I'm like, God damn it! I'm not gonna make my own cheesesteak.
For the most part,
bun.
they always have a thing. It's like you can skip the bread and get something good from your store, but if you want to know how to make the bread, watch it here. I appreciate that.
Why would I make the bread? Am I going to fucking raise the cow too?
Well, I mean, it's like, why brew your own beer when you can buy beer in the store? You know, some people want to make their own beer.
That's exactly why I don't brew my own beer anymore.
OC Baking Company makes the best bread in Southern California.
Dough is annoying, man. I'm
Four
tired
Bakers.
Welcome to Four Bakers. Welcome to Talking Bread.
Earlier, we were the Four Taco Bakers.
I'm proofing my bread right now, you guys.
I hate dealing with dough. They'll be like, yeah, you want it to be like kind of sticky, but not sticky, and then have it like rise a bit, but not too much. And
you got to get the window. You got to make the window, dude.
It's annoying, man. There's no precision in baking, and I fucking hate that.
I mean, I always say that once I retire, I'm going to start Nagel's Bagels just for the fun.
You should, for sure.
You should just sell the name. Just go in like, listen, guys. Hey, investors. I got the business. Nagel's Bagels.
Nagel's Bagels.
Do you have a bagel recipe? He's like, no, I'm going to need you to bring in a guy.
Yeah. I'm going to hire somebody.
I died again.
Oh, no.
I came in with the name. That's what I got. I got the business concept.
How's your Toberfest?
I'm just going to wrap it really quick because I want to get to my last one. But compared to the 903, this one has a little bit more bite. It's a little less. It's got the Martin malt forward taste that you would expect, but this one has a slight bit more like hop, I think, to cut through that. So it's not as like just straight up malty sweetness. I would definitely, so far out of these two, that would be the one I would put above.
Is there some lupulins in there because it's from Lupulin Brewing Company?
No, they use Herzbrucker.
Oh,
Herzbrucker.
That's not a very widely used hop.
And then their malts are Vienna, Munich, Pilsner, and Cara Munich.
All the Munichs.
Yeah. So that's a pretty good one. I like it. I'm going to go to my next one because I'm excited for this one.
Do it.
What's your next one,
man?
Oh, am I just going to keep rolling?
Keep it.
Go for it.
All right. The next one I got this one also from the Tavors. This is from Weldworks, which they were hot for a hot second, it seemed like. I'm not sure if they're still hot, but
they were on the initial wave of the haze craze, I feel
like. The one year, the year that I went to GABF and was there on like media, I wanted to go to their pour station, but it just had a line like no other. Like every time I tried to go by, it was a mess.
If you have a media badge, just walk behind the table and
pour yourself. I'm not an asshole.
That's how we do it.
Just do it. It's the unspoken rule of GABF.
It takes a little while. You have to overcome the asshole feeling. I had that problem too, where you're just like, oh, I don't want to just walk behind.
Oh, it's Garrett Oliver. Like, hey, Garrett, can I ask you a question about this beer real quick?
Yeah, for anyone that
and then you walk away.
Hey, Garrett, do you have that cheese in your pocket? Because I'm feeling really kind of peckish, and I could really go for.
And then you crop dust, Garrett Oliver, and you're out.
You guys have been
seriously
doing this
though, like we might get denied media badges for GABF if they have another in-person GABF anytime soon. But if you do have a media badge, it's the unspoken rule. You can go back and pour your own beer. Don't abuse it. But just take an ounce. Maybe two.
Walk up with 4 glasses from all your homies,
and then go talk to someone because you're media. Just don't
ask a dumb question.
Don't go station to station pouring your own samples.
Where are you guys from? And then you pour it, and then you go and you walk away.
When I was at Firestone about 5 years ago, Steven, New Brew Thursday, Steven was there. And he was there on a media thing. I think it was like the residual, like the last little residual New Brew Thursday or something. But he was there on a media thing, and he's just like, yeah, just here, let me go get you beers. And he's just like walking back and just pouring shit and bringing it back. I was like, all right, this is pretty sweet.
Well, at Firestone, I don't know if I do that at a Firestone event.
It depends who.
Steven would, though.
That takes balls. Brand. Like, I wouldn't do that.
That's a beautiful beer label, man.
Yeah, so this cool, gray tone,
like
black and gray tone. So this is called Frozen in Carbonite. Love a good Star Wars reference.
Nice.
It's a 9.1% double IPA brewed with Eldorado, Talus, and featuring Cryo Pop.
Eldorado.
From Yakima Chief.
Cryo
What the fuck is Cryo Pop?
So I was hoping I could find that, but now I actually have to Google it.
It's like popcorn, but It's just hops.
A blend. So it's a blend of cryo hops. Does they say what fucking hops are in there?
I am looking. They probably don't because it seems
it contains hop varieties that are loaded with beer-soluble compounds that survive harsh brewing processes.
Yeah, I was gonna say it feels very proprietary, so I can't imagine they would actually say what's in it. But either way, like I love the can. I love a good Star Wars reference, and something different. So I'm gonna give it a shot here.
Cool. I'm still enjoying my dank incantations.
I've got a straight whale that Zach brought me. This is Cuvée number 6 from Russian River. It is part of the Russian River membership that they started.
Why aren't we part of that membership? Because
it's fucking expensive.
It's like $500.
It's really good though.
Well, maybe next year.
Yeah, we had the peach beer last night. It was fucking amazing.
So good.
They started their club thing in the middle of the pandemic, and I was just like, I can't right now. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
I don't have friends to drink beer with.
I might be dead by the time I get a beer.
This is a blend of 3 different barrel-aged blonde beers, with one of them being spontaneously fermented.
Ah, it sounds great.
That sounds horrible.
Man.
That's really funny. That's really funny to say. Greg, like, I don't know if I'll be live when I get the next game.
Because I don't know. I don't want to spend $500 because I might need that for my kids' trust fund or something.
Yeah, like earlier this year, we found a winery. Like we were trying to get out, like post winter spike. We were trying to get out, and we found like a winery that did only like reservation only, like super limited invite. And so we went out there and we're like, we're gonna join their wine club. And I just got like my first shipment, and I'm like, nice. Oh, we survived to enjoy it.
How much was the wine club like membership?
Enough.
Dude, I did a trial month of
$700.
You can't disclose that information. It was like $10,000.
I do not wish to disclose my
enough that he'd rather not discuss it in mixed company.
I maxed out my Capital One card.
Sarah's sneaking in to get the rare treats.
Are they watching live on the television in the living room?
I'm pretty sure she can hear Jason talking about it. So
I just messaged them using computers.
Oh, why aren't they watching Twitch on the TV? Come on, they suck.
We got to get the viewers. We got to get those viewer numbers up, guys. I need you to fucking jump on Twitch right now.
Yeah, exactly. So my last beer, I have a.
Holy shit! They said they are watching.
Oh, good nice. I have a pink lemonade from Great Notion.
That's wild.
While I was down in Alpine, shout out to not Alpine, but I was in Alpine, and there's a liquor store across the street from McElhaney, and they had a whole section of Great Notion beers, so I bought one of each, and they were like $6 or $7 a can, but I was like, why not? Sounds fun to do some beer tasting around a campfire.
That's definitely nice.
So commenting on the rarity, the dank incantations had 25 check-ins on Untapped.
Oh, wow.
And this Cuvée number 6 has 17.
Oh shit,
you're the guy. Damn.
Well, Jason wins. Happy birthday, Jason.
That's right. Yay, we did it.
That'll be good. Let's see.
What a pretty beer. Pink lemonade.
Oh yeah, that's what I was just going to ask you, but you said pink lemonade.
My last beer is a beer from AleSmith, which is in a can. This is their Speedway Stout.
Is it a variant or the normal?
It's a variant made with Mexican dark chocolate, sea salt, and Mexican coffee. This is my favorite variant of Speedway Stout. This is the good stuff. 12% alcohol by volume. So I picked this beer to kind of match Greg's Black Tuesday that he brought.
I'm sort of bummed you guys didn't bust out your BTs, man.
Yeah.
I don't have Black Tuesdays, my dude.
Really?
Nope.
Wait, John.
Over.
John has 45 Black Tuesdays.
Probably.
I've got 0.
I got the Love Me Tender variant here. I've got.
I'll be honest. I was lucky to have enough beer in the house to do a show.
I have Scoop, Scoop, Scoop.
Oh, this smells really good.
We all need to just ding dong ditch our cases of our cellar beer onto Tim's porch.
No,
your doorbell's gonna ring and you're gonna open it and there's gonna be a case of 10-year-old Firestone beer.
I got the 24K Tuesday.
Greg, you're just flexing at this point. Like, fuck off.
Hold on, wait. Jason was having a moment. Jason was about to like just spew something about his beer before John cut him off. So please.
This beer's fucking great. It is very lambic-esque. Just got a little bit of that salinity, a little bit of oak, but it's very drinkable and it's not super tart. I think Russian River really knows how to do sour beer that isn't super acidic.
Duh.
Like their sour beer has a character that I just don't think anybody matches.
They're in wine country, man. Like,
yeah. And this beer is blended by Natalie Calurzo, by the way, which I know because that's on the bottle. Can't see, but
that's fun.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah, blender is Natalie Calurzo, and
which, if anyone doesn't know, that's Vinny's wife. So,
yeah. And she's also the head of the California, or she's one of the, not the head, but like CCBA one of the peoples. California Craft Beer Association board. That's what it is, the board member. Fantastic beer, man. Just again, if you like lambic, you would love this beer. It is just very much a lambic-esque blend, and it's fantastic. I'm super glad I got to drink it.
Is it? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Russian River doesn't get enough credit for anything outside of the Pliny's.
Oh yeah. No, you're wrong.
Okay.
No. I mean, maybe for if you're not a beer geek, you probably only know about Pliny. Okay. But as far as beer geeks go, they're known for pretty much everything they
do.
Consecration. I was going to say they're Asians.
The sour stuff should be their lead stuff, and that stuff sits on the shelf. I have a beatification in the fridge too. I'm excited about that.
Damn, everyone's flexing. I don't have anything to flex about.
I got shit, man.
Beatification is bought at the store.
Wait, hold on. John just said he has nothing to flex with. Open your fucking closet.
No one cares. Flex, bro. No one cares.
I care.
You've got 87 Black Tuesdays in there.
Yeah, I do.
You probably have a bottle of like that rare that like first beer they found at the bottom of a ship somewhere.
No, I don't have that. I was going to get back to my Speedway Stout from AleSmith.
Yeah, how was that?
It's surprisingly smells like dark cherries. A little bit of alcohol on the nose, dark chocolate, but yeah, some cherry character comes through on the nose. Like it's very interesting. This is also at I would say 60 degrees, 65 degrees. I took it out of the fridge when I started writing the notes for the show, which was at around 12:30. And so it's been out for about 2.5 hours, which I think is perfect. It's just cold enough to be cold, but not warm. And it's tasting fantastic. Nice and viscous. Not too hot. Speedway Stout is such an underrated beer, in my opinion. Dude, it doesn't get enough hype.
Best coffee stouts.
Dude, it's so good.
Their tasting room is rad too if you go when it's not a madhouse.
Yeah, we just swung by there a couple weeks ago. It's great.
Even when it's a madhouse, it's so big. Like, I mean, it's the biggest tasting room I've ever been in. It's very large. Like,
yeah.
and they have outdoor seating too. So,
AleSmith in general has been really knocking it out, dude. Like, I've had some really good hoppy stuff. They've been doing collabs with a lot of prominent breweries. So they just did I just had the Beechwood collab. I heard they did a Alvarado Street collab IPA, and they're really fucking top notch too. AleSmith has been like, I feel like they're consistently underappreciated for how good they are.
I would venture to agree with you on that because I know AleSmith makes good stuff, and I know that I've had many good things, but it does slip my mind.
Well, it seems like, okay, name all the huge San Diego breweries. There's Green Flash. That's, I mean, arguably pretty large.
Coronado Island.
There's Coronado. There's Stone. There's Lost Abbey Port, which is pretty big. I mean, and
Pizza Port.
Right.
And then like people always leave off AleSmith off of that conversation. It's like, no. AleSmith is gigantic, and they're making probably the best beer out of all of them. Like the most.
They're still in business. Someone's buying their beer. Like
AleSmith is rad.
Like, especially considering how big their brewery is and how much their output is assuming they're outputting maximum capacity for their brew house. Like someone's buying beer.
Well,
in the beer Discord that I hang out in, like all around the country, people are buying, getting Speedway variants too. So they're getting distro pretty wide. But they're one of those ones that people never like. They make quality beer. People are buying their stuff, but they don't like Greg said, they don't get the mention in the name with all the big San Diego.
They're not in the top 3, which blows my mind.
But they should be, right? Yeah. You know, Ballast Point used to be on there before the fucking buyout or whatever. But
I think maybe part of that is maybe they should kind of use the Pizza Port model where they're always coming out with like a new awesome IPA. Because as far as IPA breweries go, like AleSmith is top notch.
They're great.
Like, they can put out some really good IPA. The thing with Pizza Port, though, is they have all these different breweries that they can experiment with and make small batches of these IPAs and then scale them up for mass distribution in SoCal. AleSmith may not be able to do that, but I think they could probably invest more in making, I don't know, experimental IPAs that they could release on a regular basis that it's like it's something new from AleSmith. Oh, here's another new beer. Because with Pizza Port, I swear there's another new IPA every quarter.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah.
And I think they could do the same thing.
I think maybe that's what they're trying to get into with this collab series they're doing or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're dope though. So don't sleep on AleSmith, gang.
No.
Listeners.
Dude, and to wrap up my great notion, what a fun brewery. All the stuff that I bought from them, like a bunch of just random cans, they're all great. There was one that was like blueberry pancakes. It was sort of like like blueberry cereal notes. This is sort of cotton candy on the nose with just a light sort of lemonade sort of vibe to it. It's not like overly sour. It's really approachable.
They're out of Portland, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And just a fun beer, and it's hardly beer.
From what I remember, they do a variety too. They do some of those weird like pink lemonade or blueberry pancakes, but they also, I believe, have a couple of really solid IPAs or maybe more. But
they were one of the big leaders in the hazy scene early on.
Yeah.
I think
like it's kind of they do a really good variety. It seems
it's really good, man.
Yeah, a lot of sweet stuff, but they're really on the pulse of what the trends are in beer right now. Like I think Great Notion really is good at making the beers that the hype crowd wants to buy.
But they're so drinkable.
But they make them very well, and
this isn't chalky or like overly sweet. It's dialed in like a Berliner with some like a pink lemonade as the fruit, and it's like it's perfect. It's good. It's better than a lot of breweries are doing. That are doing the fruity, sweetie stuff.
There it is.
Any final thoughts on your beer, Tim?
Yeah, so this Wellworks is solid. It's definitely got the hazy sweetness. It's very much on like the like orange juicy side of the hazy scale of sweetness, but it's balanced out pretty well overall. There's not like a ton of bitterness. It's definitely leaving a little like crisp bitter on the end of the palate, but overall it's really nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, this Speedway Stout it's fantastic. I don't want to drink too much of it because like I've had a lot of really good beer today and it's Sunday. But yeah, it's any Speedway variant. Speedway itself is really good. It's already widely available, but the variants are always fun and interesting to try. They have like the Mexican coffee version. The Ethiopian coffee version, I think they do.
There's a Vietnamese coffee.
Yeah, Vietnamese. I don't know if they still do like the what's the one where the beans that go through a
Kopi Luwak.
Yeah, I think that style of coffee bean has kind of faded in popularity.
It's too expensive.
And yeah, and who cares? Like at this point, I don't care. It was fun when the hype was like huge for that, but
it's 2010 and America's crazy for weasel shit coffee.
But yeah, it's a great beer. Yeah.
Well, we did it, guys.
Man, that was
that's good stuff. I had a good flight.
Let me do a little wrap up here. So, Jason, happy birthday. I hope your party last night was awesome. I hope the show today was even...
It was fun seeing more than one person.
What? People exist in real life?
Yeah.
Having like half a dozen vaccinated people in one room was pretty fun.
Nice.
It was very nice. Nice to see people out loud.
How late did you stay up last night?
I don't know, man.
No, I left at 10.
No, I don't.
Yes, you did.
I mean, I could look at my ring or whatever, like 1 or something, 1 or 2.
Okay, that's pretty early for you. Yeah. Because you're not staying up.
No, I don't stay up that late, my dude. Not usually. I'm even on vacation, I've been like waking up at 8 a.m., 7 a.m.
You might be getting old, Jason.
I'm 40
I was watching
now.
Netflix till at least 4:30 this morning.
There you go.
Were you really? God
Maybe.
damn it, Tim.
Jesus Christ.
Tim's up here binging Squid Game.
No, we were binging. Nah, I haven't watched it yet. We were binging You.
How's that?
Third season's going a little off the rails, but first season was great. Second was okay, and I mean we're hanging in there.
All right.
I binged Squid Game on one. I think it was 2 weeks ago when I was on call for work on a Saturday, and it sounds weird to say I enjoyed it. Spoiler: a lot of people die in that fucking TV show.
Shocking.
It was intriguing. I will say it was interesting to watch. It's a good show. You should definitely check it out. The hype is real. So,
well, Jason, happy birthday, my friend.
Thanks, gang.
Welcome to old.
Aw.
Hey, Jason, do you have any diabetes medication I can have? Last month I had quite a scare.
Is this the age when we start
at a hospital?
Is this the age when you start sharing?
And now I need to get my pills.
They had me filling out forms up to here. Sign this. Sign.
You start sharing your pills now.
Sign there. It's tough when you're worried. Beth is fine now, and that's the way I like it.
Okay.
Johnny can find an ending somewhere in there.
Yeah, I think we're done.
You don't remember that commercial? Dear God, it's the best.
I will say, now that I'm 42, I get odd pains that the first thing that comes to mind is this cancer?
Oh my God.
I'm dying.
Am I going to die tomorrow?
Don't.
But then I think, well, I can still run. So I think I'm fine.
Don't. You're like, you run multiple miles. You're fine.
I run 100 miles a month, so I think I'm okay.
I don't know about running, but not to worry you, but I know somebody that ran every day, and one day he had a stroke while he was running, and then face planted and died.
Well, that's
okay. Nope.
That's totally a thing that could happen. I'm talking weird pains though, like you don't have a pain in your brain pre-stroke. Maybe you do. I don't know.
Yeah. What if you sit on your balls? Do you think that's cancer?
I mean,
I'm saying I wake up some mornings and I'm like, what is that weird?
Am I going to die today?
What? Is that just gas? Is that gas? And then I fart and I'm like, it was just gas. Okay. And I'm like, this side of my large intestine feels weird. Do I have tumors or something? But then the other side hurts and I'm like, it was just gas. Yeah, I'm fine. Maybe it's TMI, but I'm just saying. This is getting old.
Gentlemen.
I guess this is growing up.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that sucked because Mark Hoppus had cancer. So
yeah, but he's in, I don't know, you're not in remission yet, but he's cleared. His cancer all clear.
Yeah. He's not doing chemo anymore, and his hair's growing back gray, which is a fucking trip.
Dude. So. The gray hair hits real fucking hard. I'm already I can't even.
What's that movie? The Peanut Butter Solution. No Tim could be in that movie.
Wait, what?
God damn! Hold on, John. I only know of that movie because they reviewed it on How Did This Get Made. It's like a weird Canadian kids movie, right?
I have an uncle that
peanut butter. He puts peanut butter and he grows hair everywhere.
And then they use they take him to a factory because it grows so fast, and they cut off his hair and they make weird things with his hair, like brushes and stuff. And yeah, I remember I watched it. My uncle, who now lives in the Deep South, he lives in the Deep South. I remember watching it at his house, and I was like freaked out. And I was at his house, which was weird too. Like, it was a whole thing. I vividly remember watching that movie. Tim, watch the Peanut Butter Solution.
I will have to check that out.
It's at least listen to the How This Get Made podcast about it.
I'll at the very least read a synopsis. On that note, happy birthday. I gotta bail. You guys take care. See y'all later.
All right,
cheers,
later,
bro.
Tim.
Bye.
Jeez, bro.
How do I live without you?
Any other fun highlights from last night, guys?
No, just it was really nice to hang out with a couple people.
Cool.
Did tacos on the flat top. I got to live out my taquero dreams.
Nice.
That was good.
Just tacos, no like smash burgers.
No, I'm gonna hire you for the next party, man.
No, just tacos. Could do smash burgers next time though. That'd be dope.
Cool.
I'll take like an Impossible Burger and fucking spatula the fuck out of it. See if we can get some lacy edges on that shit.
See what happens. Like you won't know unless you try. So yeah. All right. Well, thanks to everyone for hanging out in the live stream. Let me, before we end here, give shout outs to anyone who gave us money. Greg, let's see. Kyle from the chat. Subscribed at tier 1. And they've been subscribing for 22 months now, so that's cool. OC Beer, subscribed at tier 1, and that's their 7th month. Thank you, Greg.
I gifted somebody.
And you did. I'm trying to find it here. Somebody gifted, that went to Corey _ So thank you. Thank you, Greg, for gifting that. I gifted 5 tier 1 subs via 4 Brewers for $20, and those went to War Merlin. I think, is that you, Jason?
That's me. Yeah.
Andy Richter, STL, Bobby Blythe, Phil Lorenzini.
Nice,
so, cool. And then Streambot. Is that like a bot we have for Twitch?
I don't remember putting a bot in there.
Well, it says Streambot, so I don't know what that is. I'll have to look into. That's weird. So thank you to me. Yeah. And let's see.
Happy birthday to P.
Let's see. There's this other thing that says redeemed. Highlight my message for 100 bits. 100 Kyle. And he says, "What do I do with chat points?" I'm like, I have no idea.
You spend them.
I don't watch. Okay. Greg, how does that work?
So if you're chatting a lot in the channel, you'll get bits, and you can donate them to the channel, which is money for the channel.
Okay.
So like 100 bits is like 100 cents. I don't know exactly the conversion.
100 bits is $1. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, if you have the bits, donate them.
And I think
the biddies.
And Ribswith says, "Happy birthday, Jason." So,
thanks.
Bob Vreeland was in the chat. That's cool to see Bob again.
Mr. Bob again. He hung out last week too. Last time.
Yeah, that was fun.
Mr. Bob again sounds like a side character in like a Raggedy Ann movie.
Miss Ma Bob again.
All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you guys next week. I'm assuming. Does anyone have anything going on?
Not that I'm aware of.
That's Halloween next weekend.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
Is it on Sunday?
Halloween.
It's Halloween's on Sunday, but we're recording on Saturday the 30th.
Okay, good. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Everyone hail to the pumpkin song.
I'm looking forward to see what Daisy's gonna do with her. Is she gonna dress up?
She's already got the whole thing planned, dude.
Nice. I would assume
tried it on
she
last
did.
night.
Cool. I'm looking forward to the photos. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.